All right, we're just going to start. I've been having like some audio issues where the last episode that I recorded, we did a podcast swap, and she told me that my audio sounded really quiet. And I don't really know why. So I've been trying to mess with it. I feel like I talk very closely to my mic and I'm like always bumping it. And I feel like in some of my other interviews, you can like hear me bumping it. But then my audio is like quiet. So I actually just need to ask my editor about this, like what's going on. Cause I have a really good quality mic and I have all the equipment, but I just don't know. Okay. But I have to record this. Let's see. Let me adjust this. Okay. So I have to record this episode today because I am running so far behind on my podcast. You wouldn't think it takes much effort to record a solo episode, like just get into the recording room and just record. But I know myself, I need to have like an outline and know what I'm going to talk about. And I've been so busy outside of the podcast with my corporate job, being a single mom, starting my own small business, which we'll get into in this episode as well. I'll talk about it. So I feel like my life is always just kind of like a pull, like a give and take on each thing that I have going on, whether it's everything I just said. I won't repeat it. Okay, so today on the solo episode, we are going to be chatting about my decision to leave my corporate job. Let that sit in for a second. So I'm recording this and I'm still employed right now. And when it comes out, I think it's going to be the day before my last day. So let's talk about it. Okay. So I'll give you guys a little bit of background on my corporate career. And then we'll get into like why I am leaving and like how I came to this decision, like all that good stuff. Okay. So I've been working for the same company for almost 13 years. I started out working a customer service job, inbound customer service, while I was a college student. I was 21 years old when I was hired. My brother actually referred me to this company. I work at eBay, by the way. I can say that. And so, yeah, I work for eBay. They're a big tech company. Well, I won't go into their history, guys. Oh my God, my ADHD is crazy. Okay. So I've worked there for 13 years. It'll be 13 years in August. I worked for customer service for a very, very long time. And then I worked into frontline escalations, taking escalated phone calls and customer service. I worked in PR, our executive and legal escalations team for many, many years. That was like the majority of my time at the company was in that role. Let's see, I also worked on their content management team for a little bit. And then I also worked in recruiting. So doing interviews, reviewing resumes. I did that last year and truly, I loved that position so much. And I was really hoping it was going to turn into a full-time position. But when I was in the role, it's kind of a long story, but they just didn't have any open positions at the time. So I went back. So now I'm currently working in the PR escalations and legal department escalations, helping with those types of escalations. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about why I love the company. Truly, like I this is such a hard decision to make because I love this company. I love their values. I love their mission. I love the people. I love the inclusiveness. I love that you can be yourself there. Um, like you really truly are accepted for who you are. And I don't think you can say that a lot about a lot of companies. You really can just be your authentic self, and they very much value that and they want that. They encourage that. They love diversity. They love hearing different points of view. Um, I just can't say enough good things about this company. and they've been really great to me. Aside from that, they have great benefits. Um, my maternity leave, I've talked about it many times, but they give you up to 6 months. This is at least in the US. They give you up to 6 months paid maternity and parental leave. So for fathers as well, you get 3 months of that parental leave for bonding time. And then women who go through pregnancy and childbirth, get their FMLA on top of that. So, it can be up to 6 months. With both my girls, I had a normal pregnancy, normal birth. So it was 4.5 months off paid that I got, which if you're from the US, that is basically unheard of. We don't have any federal paid maternity leave for our country. There are some states that offer it, but we have no federal paid maternity leave. So the fact that I got 4.5 months off paid at 100%, I kept all my benefits and everything. And during the parental time, like I still accumulated paid time off or vacation time. So that's on top of your normal paid time off. So you can even extend it past then. Another great benefit that they have, guys, this isn't a pitch on going to work for eBay, by the way. They just have great benefits. You can find all this information on their website as well. But they also offer a paid sabbatical after 5 years of working at the company. So that's 4 weeks consecutive off once you hit your 5-year anniversary, and you have a full year to take it. I have taken it twice. The first time I took it with my daughter when she was born. So I tagged that onto my maternity leave. So I was gone for about the first 6 months. And then my second one I took, was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. I just took it like in the summer, and we didn't do anything like too crazy. I just like did house chores and, spent time with my kids, and it was just really nice. So, okay. So let's talk about like my decision to leave the company, and kind of where I'm at right now. So, you guys, I have not been shy about sharing this, but I am extremely burned out. I have been working 2 full-time jobs, maybe even more than that, between content creation, my 9 to 5 job, being a single mom, my podcast, and starting a small business. I'm going to talk about small business in a little while, but I am very burned out. Honestly, I work 24/7, and the level of stress and anxiety that I have trying to do all of the things is caught up to me, and it's just too much. It's gotten to the point where like I have had to start taking medication for panic attacks. I feel very irritable towards people in my life. Specifically, this is very hard to admit, but specifically my kids, because I work all day, my 9 to 5. I go and pick them up from school. Then we do like all of the, dinner, bed, bath time, play, whatever. And then when it's bedtime, we've really been struggling with my 3-year-old at bedtime. And I haven't been shy about this either on social media. And I find myself very irritable because it's like I need to put my kids to bed, and then I need to do some more work. I need to catch up on my business. I need to catch up on my content creation. I need to catch up on my podcast and recording these episodes and creating outlines and doing outreach and, responding to brands or, doing editing videos, like, and that's not fair. It's not fair to my kids that I am burned out and that I'm irritable because I have too much on my plate, and it's just not fair to them. And so I've been thinking a lot about that, and while it is difficult to make the decision, I was faced with a decision of like, do you quit your corporate job, or do you quit social media, scrap your small business, just stop it, cancel the podcast? Like, you need to choose. Like, I was really at a crossroads. Like, I had to choose which one I wanted to pursue. Fortunately, I am in a position where I am making money through social media and content creation and working with brands and affiliate links. So I did tell myself last year, I said, if I make up my corporate salary in in like money I'm making through social media, it will be time to I will leave. And it's a few months into the year and I'm on track for that. So I won't go into details on that portion of it, but basically because I am a single mom, I don't have another person to rely on financially. My ex, he does pay child support, but like my finances are, because I decided to stay in the house that we bought together back in 2020, we have quite a bit of equity in the home. And so I needed to pay him out of the equity, right? Because I wanted to keep the house. That was important to me. And also, this is like kind of unrelated to what I'm talking about, but it's kind of organic. So I'm going to talk about it. One sec. But okay, sorry. I had to readjust. My butt was starting to go numb a little bit on one side. Okay, let me fix my mic now. Oh my God, I need to like get my shit together, you guys. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So I decided I wanted to keep the house. When I got divorced, it was important for me to keep the house that we purchased, and for a couple different reasons. So one, I wanted that stability for my kids, to not have to move, in addition to having their parents divorce and going between two homes. I just felt very strongly that at least for the first year, I wanted to stay in our home. And then also when we bought our home in 2020, interest rates were like 2.75%. That is, I think that's my interest rate. It's either 2.75 or 2.65. So it's very low. Right now, interest rates, or when I was getting divorced, interest rates were like 7.25%. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but paying an additional 5% on your mortgage when it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, I could not afford this home. And rent prices were so freaking expensive where I would be paying more to live in an apartment. The apartment that my ex rented when he first moved out was the same as my mortgage on my home. That is, when I live in a standard home, I don't live like in this huge house or anything, but it's a 4-bedroom home. And so it's like it didn't make sense for me to sell my house and then go and live in a smaller space, in an apartment, which isn't convenient, um, for the same amount of money. And or it doesn't make sense to get the same house, similar house, like similar size, and pay twice as much. So, with that said, because I have all this equity in the house and I want to buy it, I'm paying him out of the equity. So that was like a long-winded thing. I don't know why I actually don't really feel uncomfortable like sharing that. I think some people would, but that's just like my situation. And sometimes I get rude comments from people like, oh, you live in a white house and your kitchen's white and you're so lucky and like all this stuff. And like I am lucky. I'm lucky that I have a corporate job and I make money where I can support myself and I didn't have to go and move in with my parents or downsize or anything like that. But like in a way it kind of pisses me off because I'm fucking paying for it. Like it's costing me up the asshole to live in this house. But there's no better alternative. Like the alternatives are worse. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, stop coming at me from my house. Plus, also, I was talking to a friend, and just it depends on where you live, right? Like there are some places in the country that are so expensive, and a house like mine is going to cost significantly more if you live in like California or New York or Massachusetts or whatever. But like I live in Utah and like our housing market is just more average, I would say. Like it's pretty expensive, but it's not to the level of like some of those areas. So anyway, that's just a little tangent that I've just been like holding close to my heart. It's like, stop commenting on my house. Like I love my house, okay? but like, just stop it. Okay. Leave me alone. Just because I have a white kitchen doesn't mean I have everything together, right? I hope that doesn't come across the wrong way. I'm always like uncomfortable. Like, that's why I haven't ever like said anything on social media about it because, oh my God, I'm getting so off track. Okay. I think you guys know where I'm getting at. Okay. So let me look at my notes so I can stay on track. This is why I have to have my outline, you guys. It's not as easy as just me popping in here. Okay. So, okay, also other reasons that why I'm leaving. So, I'm starting my small business. It's launching on April 28th. It's called On Your Way Co. I'm launching 2 products. I'm launching a 2-piece matching lounge set. And you guys, this lounge set is so freaking comfortable. It's made from 70% bamboo and it's lined on the inside so it has structure to it where it's not like those thin pajamas that you get that are made of bamboo. Like, there's structure to it and they're not pajamas. It's really just supposed to be something that you can wear anytime and you still feel put together as a parent. Or not a parent. You don't have to be a parent to buy. You can just, you can just be anyone who just wants to wear it. That's totally fine. And then the other product I'm launching is my planner, and I'll kind of get a little bit more into that in a second as well. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So I'm starting my small business. This is my passion. This is what I feel like my purpose is for the longest time. Well, for my entire life, actually, I never knew what I wanted to do with my life. I started working this corporate job in customer service while I was a college student. I figured that while I was in college, I would figure out what I wanted to do with my life, what my calling was. I would have this like aha moment of, this is what I'm supposed to do. That never happened for me. So I found myself just kind of climbing the ladder in corporate, which is fine and it was great. But I can't say I'm particularly passionate about it anymore, especially because the role that I'm currently in, I have been doing for a significant amount of time outside of like when I was helping recruiting for a little over a year. But it's like, it's fine. It's a fine job. It's a great job. The pay is great. Like, they treat me well, but I can't say I'm particularly passionate about it, right? So I want to do something in my life, ideally, that I feel passionate about and that I find joy in and that I'm excited every day to wake up and go to work and it doesn't feel like work. That's what I want. And that's how I feel about my small business. That's how I feel about growing a community on social media and showing up and connecting with all of you. Like, there is so much passion behind my content and my account. That's why I started posting on Instagram. It was not to make money. It was not to become a creator or an influencer. It was to connect with women who I knew were struggling like I was. Like, I knew that there were other people out there that were going through the same things that I was going through. And I wanted to connect with you. And I wanted to say, it's okay if you feel this way. And it's okay if you don't love motherhood all the time. It's okay if you're struggling. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And you can see, like, I'm sure you could tell, and like how I'm talking, like, I just feel incredibly passionate about that. And if I can make money and support me and my girls doing that, that's a dream. And so I've gotten to the point, 3.5 years into creating content where I can support myself. And that's not to say there's not going to be sacrifice, because guess what? There is. I've looked at the numbers. I looked at my expenses. I looked at my income with social media and working with brands. It's not consistent income. Sometimes you have a killer month, you make good money, and then you're dry for a couple months, and it's like, so it just evens out. And so that's one of the fears that I had in moving out of my corporate job was, there's not that stability, there's not that security. You can't rely on a paycheck every 2 weeks and you know what that paycheck is going to be. You don't know what your next paycheck is going to be, and that's really scary to me. We'll get into like some of like how I'm feeling in a second, which I don't want to like skip through or like rush through this. The other reason that I'm leaving is it has been really hard for me to balance a full-time corporate job as a single mom. And let me explain. When my daughter started kindergarten in the last fall, I thought being a working mom would be easier, but it's actually gotten a hell of a lot harder. The reason why is because the drop off and pickup times for school age children is not conductive, is not the same as, or it doesn't line up, sorry, it doesn't line up to working a corporate job schedule. It doesn't work for working parents who work a regular 9 to 5. My daughter gets dropped off at 8:10 in the morning. She gets out of school at 3:10 and then 1:10 on Fridays. As a working mom, I'm supposed to work 8 to 4:30. And the role that I'm in, while it is salary, I don't have, because of the type of work that I do, I don't have that flexibility where I can just drop and go and pick up my daughter for an hour. So my dog's starting to growl, so we'll see if he too low. I feel like this happens every single time I record. But it's become really hard it's been really hard because I don't have the flexibility to go and pick up my daughter, be gone for an hour. Just the nature of the work and the position that I'm in, I unfortunately don't have that flexibility, and I would have to make up time. But as a single mom, I can't make up time. The only time I can make up time is when they're with their dad. But with our current custody arrangement, or a previous custody arrangement, it was like a 65-35 split. We are moving to 50-50, which is also another life update. I'll talk about another time, but I can't like make up hours. Like my kids are not one of those kids that are just play independently. My 6-year-old is fine, but my 3-year-old, she does not play independently. Even turning on the TV or giving her iPad, it only works for like a few minutes because she just wants to be with mom. She wants to sit on my lap and type on my computer and mess with my phone, and it just I can't work with her at home. And when I would try to do that, I found myself feeling very overstimulated, overwhelmed, very snappy at her, which isn't fair to her, by the way. Like, she's just being a kid. It's not fair for my kids to have to be around me. I don't want to get emotional. I don't want my kids to feel like they're an inconvenience to me, or that they're bothering me, or that work is more important. And I'll never, as a parent, there is nothing more heartbreaking than your child saying to you, Mom, why do you work all the time? Because I do work all the time. I'm working 24/7. Every waking moment, I am working. And even at bedtime, I don't have that alone time to work, to catch up on stuff, because my daughter is struggling with sleep. And I've tried tackling that, and it just hasn't worked. And so basically, my life just doesn't fit within the corporate world anymore. As a single mom in my current position, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I'm in the fortunate position where I can support myself, I think. We'll see. I do have some savings and things that I can obviously rely on. This was a very thought out choice for me, that I've been thinking about for a long time and I've been preparing for. So it's not like I'm just quitting one day. I'm being very responsible about it, but I just can't do it anymore. It's just too much. And that's also a really hard thing for me to admit, because I am very ambitious and I don't want to let people down, and I don't know. So, okay. So what my plan is now, okay. So my plan is, so I'm still going to be working mom. And this is like one thing I've also like struggled with. Like, a lot of my content online is about being a working mom and how hard it is and balancing it and, doing all the things. So I've thought like, oh my God, I'm not going to be relatable anymore. No one is going to relate to me because now I'm not working a corporate job. I know that's how I've gained, a good amount of my following. People aren't going to be able to relate to me anymore. But here's the thing. I'm still a working mom because I'm the owner of a small business. I am running a social media account where I'm creating content. It takes more time than you think to create content, and when you start working with brands, it's basically like working an advertisement. There's pretty specific requirements that you need to meet. It's not just like popping on to your phone and recording yourself in 5 minutes and posting something. A lot more work goes into that. So I am still going to be working full time. I also plan on marketing my podcast in a different way. I haven't been showing up on the podcast on social the way that I want to. And I only post like once a week. And it's like, that's literally all I can do, because even just creating like those little sound clips to post on social, and you put so much work into it, and sometimes it feels like, oh, it's just not worth it, I'll just do one for right now. So I plan on really having like a better marketing strategy for my podcast so that it can grow. Let's see what else. um yeah, so I already talked about being a content creator, podcaster. I just want to really narrow in on my business as well. I'm not a business person. I don't know anything about running a business, or I know very little about running a business now. So I really want to become business savvy. I plan on taking courses and other things like that to just learn as much as I can about being a business owner and how to sustain the business and how to grow the business. Like, those are all things that I want to learn, and I haven't had the bandwidth or time to do it, but I plan to do it when I quit my corporate job. The other thing I really want to do is I really want to focus on my mental and physical health. Kind of touched on this before, but like, I have not been taking care of myself. Like, I am not consistent in what I eat. I am a stress eater, so I'm stressed, so I'm eating all the time. I just ate 2 cookies right before I jumped on here. Um, I am not exercising hardly at all. I used to be better at making it a priority at least like a couple times a week. But like, I just feel a lot of anxiety and stress. And I know it's something I need to work through personally. Like, I do have the time to do it, but it's like, sometimes I just want to relax for a second, like in the mornings, instead of getting up and going on the treadmill. Like, sometimes I just want to lay here and have no one be talking to me and not be checking my emails and not be looking at social media. Like, I'm just so burned out that like I literally cannot even go on like a 15-minute walk on my treadmill. And I've tried, and it's just like, I just do not have the capacity, the mental or physical capacity right now. And so I really want to focus on my mental and physical health. So that means, making home cooked meals that are balanced and not friggin' binge eating 2 cookies. And, I did have a protein shake, but they cancel each other out, right? But I really just want to focus more on myself and taking care of myself, especially as I get older. I know that this is something that I want to be part of my lifestyle, and I need to really create some of those habits that are going to help me with that. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is that I really want to be present for my kids. I have not been picking up my kids from school for the last like 4 months. My mom picks up my kids from school for me because, like I said before, I don't have the flexibility to leave work early and go pick up my kids. So my mom goes and picks up my kids every single day on my parenting days. Excuse me. And she brings them back to my house. So I'm going to be doing the school pickups. I know school's about to be out, but I'm going to be the one to do the pickups, which is something that's really important to me. Also just want to be a better mom. Like I said before, and I don't think you guys like understand the extent of how little I have been enjoying my life over the last few months. That sounds really sad and it's really hard to admit, but like, I'm there and I put my phone away. I have all these boundaries with my phone and distractions so that when I am with my kids, like I'm truly with them. And but I'm not there. Like in a way, it's like mentally I'm not there. I'm physically there, but like my brain is somewhere else because I'm thinking about all of the to-dos that I have to do to launch this business and run my socials. And those are things, by the way, those are things I truly enjoy doing. And it's not like I just want to stop doing them. I don't want to stop doing them. Those are things that bring me joy. Like I imagine, like I want to do that. Like, and sadly, sometimes I feel like I'd rather do that than, go to the park with my kids. Like I love my kids, but sometimes I just want to do something I'm passionate about. And so my day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, whatever, is being eaten up by a job that I enjoy and I love the people and the culture and the company, but it's not my passion. It's just, I'm not passionate about that. I'm good at it, but I'm not passionate about it. So I want to do what I'm passionate about. So yeah, so I plan on spending more time with my kids, more intentional time. And I'm hoping because I have more availability that I can get what I need to get done for my business, for my social media channels, for my podcast, and then like during normal working hours. And then I can just be fully present with my kids. That is my goal. And then also weekends. I work every single weekend, you guys, like between having my kids and then when my kids are with their dad. I don't do anything fun. I'm not going out with friends, like rarely. I'm working, I'm catching up. I'm trying to get ahead of the next week when I get them back. And I just don't want to live that way anymore. Okay, I think I've made it really clear that I don't want to live that way anymore. Okay. Okay, so there's going to be sacrifice. I already talked about this. And that's why it's taken me a long time to take the plunge, is because I know that there's going to be a sacrifice with leaving my corporate job and my stable income, consistent income. So I have been saving for this and preparing for it. So also, if you guys have any tips on budgeting or living within a budget, meal prepping and planning to like keep those costs down, like I'm really going to be focusing on that as well, because lately it's just been a free for all, because again, I don't have the bandwidth to like budget and use coupons and whatever. So okay, so how I'm feeling. So I'm feeling all the feelings. I feel so excited, first of all, because this is all I've ever dreamed of doing, is doing something that I'm passionate about. And the fact that at 34 years old, I'm finally figuring out like what I want to do. I never thought this was going to be me. I thought I was going to die at this company that I work at. That's not a bad thing, by the way. But again, comes back to passion. If you don't feel particularly passionate about it, it's like, that's just kind of like a sad thing. And you see people doing all these exciting things in your life. And I always wanted that. And I never thought that I was going to have that for myself. And so I'm just really proud that I'm at this moment where I can do that and I can challenge myself and I can take the leap. It's a big leap of faith. I am the type of person that loves stability and security, predictability, and this is not exactly what I'm comfortable with from a financial standpoint. Just because it is risky. I haven't even launched my business. I haven't launched my products. What if my business fails? Like, these are all thoughts that I have, but I'm going to go for it, because I know if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it. And I can't keep operating the way that I have been. It's not healthy. Yep. So I talked about being nervous. Challenging my side. Okay. Yeah. I hit all those. Okay, cool. Well, I was thinking about doing this in a 2-part series, but I kind of feel like I wanted to talk about my business too. I'm just going to do it. This is just going to be a longer solo episode. This is just going to be a longer solo episode. Okay, so let's talk about my business that I'm starting. So it's called On Your Way. It launches next week on Sunday, April 28th. By the time this episode comes out, it will already be launched. But I have 2 products that I'm launching with. So the first is a 2-piece everyday lounge set. I said this before, but it's made from 70% bamboo. It's so soft. I wish I was wearing it right now on video if you're watching on YouTube, but I actually had to wash it because I've been wearing it every single day. And I was like, okay, it's time to do laundry. I got to wash it. So I'm wearing something different today just because of that. It's laundry day. So, but it's made of 70% bamboo. It's so soft. It feels like butter. And the purpose behind creating this product is so before I became a mom, I felt pretty confident in my body. And I was very confident in who I was, very ambitious, very type A. I would get things done. Like I was just excited to wake up in the morning and, conquer the day. When I became a mom, everything changed for me. When I became a mom, everything changed for me. Um, I didn't feel confident in my body. My body changed, and my mind changed too. I didn't know how to dress anymore. I was really struggling with time management and productivity because of the mental load, right? When you become a mom, your brain is going 24/7. You never have time to turn it off. You never can turn it off because someone is relying on you. A little child is relying on you. And I just became very overwhelmed and almost paralyzed by everything that I had to do. And I instantly went into survival mode. And, survival mode is normal and it's fine. And, but it comes a point where, my daughter's almost 4 years old. Well, when I really started designing these two products, she was 3. And it was like, she's 3 and I'm still in survival mode. Like, what is this? I need to do something about this. And I didn't feel confident in my body. I didn't feel confident in the clothing that I was wearing. I was wearing leggings and t-shirts every day, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. And I wear leggings and t-shirts still all the time. It's so comfy. But I felt sometimes embarrassed to go out in public wearing that because I would be wearing the same thing every single day, the same leggings, the same t-shirt. And I wanted to feel cute. I was also going through a divorce at this time. So I wanted to start dressing. Oh, see, there's the mic again. I wanted to start dressing cute. But I also didn't want to wear uncomfortable clothes. I wanted to be comfy and stylish at the same time with like zero effort because that was just where I was at. So that's where I came up with this idea for the 2-piece lounge set because I noticed the clothing that I like to wear were basically like jumpsuits, matching sets to make it easy so you don't have to like really style it. It's just the top and bottom are exactly the same color and it just matches. It just looks good and clean. And so I was like, let's do this. This is the product that I want to make. I feel really passionate about it. And I want to create a product that helps women feel confident and I want to help. Sorry, can't talk. When I, so sorry, lost my train of thought. So I wanted to create a product that would help women feel confident and comfortable in motherhood. That's it. That's what I wanted to create. And so then the planner, the 2-piece set is also launching with 2 colors. So black, can't go wrong with black. It's classic. It's always in style. And then a mushroom color. It's kind of like a dark gray with there's like a little bit of purple in there. It's not purple, but like just a little purpley, but it's like grayish purple. It's really pretty. I love it. Actually, I feel like I like the mushroom better than the black, but then sometimes I put the black on and I'm like, oh, this looks so sleek. Looks so good. So, okay. And then the planner, I also designed a planner and I actually got my planner yesterday. I'll show you guys for those of you that are on YouTube. By the way, look at this beautiful packaging. It's backwards because of the video. I think it's backwards. It looks backwards to me. I don't know if it will record that way or upload that way. But here is the planner. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So it's a dusty rose cover, matte, has this beautiful gold coil spiral holding it all together. And the planner is very high quality and pretty much like luxury. Like it's a quality planner. It's going to hold up. It's 6 months, has everything that you need for your life, to manage your life. It has a monthly calendar, a weekly calendar, and a daily calendar and planner to help you stay organized. And the purpose behind this specific product is, like I said before, mentally, I felt like I was different after becoming a mom. I could no longer remember anything in my brain. I used to never have to take a grocery list to the store. I would just remember everything. But now it's like if I don't write everything down, like it is in one ear and out the other, I will forget. Um, and so I wanted to create something that was easy to use, simple, not overwhelming. The other thing about planners is that a lot of the time I'll buy a planner, I'll go to Target, buy a planner, I'm like excited about it, use it for 2 weeks because it's just too much. There's too many things to fill out. And it's like, set your intentions and your goals and do blah, 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 like all this stuff. And it's like, that's great. Like that probably works for some people. But for my brain and where I'm at in motherhood, that type of system does not work for me. I need something simple to the point. It's going to be effective. It's going to keep me on track. And that's what I created with this planner. So I'm so excited to share both of these products for you or with you. I have been working so hard on it for the last 7 months. And there were times in this process where I thought to myself, like, these products are never going to come out. Like this is taking forever. Like I would get discouraged. And it truly is what they say. Starting a business is a roller coaster. You're on the highest highs and the lowest lows. There's things that happen that, you know, happen. And sorry, you can probably hear it too low, but, maybe we'll cut that out. I don't know. Too low. Yeah, you guys can cut that out, Kate. You can cut out too low and just like these dead silences. Let me like get back on my train of thought. Let's see. Yeah, so those are the 2 products that are launching. I'm so excited to share them with you. I can't wait until launch date. Like I seriously have the jitters. I feel excited, nervous, scared. I don't know if these products are going to sell well. I'm like, please go and buy them and support me in my small business. Like everything that I make from this business, by the way, I like looking at margins, but like this is just everything I need to learn about running a business. Cause like when I look at like the, like if I sell out, how much money I will make, it's really not that much money. We're talking like barely any, like if I break even, I will be lucky because it costs so much money to run a business and products are expensive and there's minimum orders and there's, all these other expenses you don't anticipate and they just are there. And so, but my plan is, cause I do have an investment, on it. I do plan on everything that I make, I am going to reinvest in purchasing more product. So restocking. And then also I want to create a lounge set for the fall and winter that is a long sleeve shirt or a sweater. I haven't started that process yet, but I do want to create something for the fall and winter. Okay. So I know I've gotten these questions like a few times before about how did I start my own business? So I'm not a business person again. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I actually hired a business coach to help me with my brand, create my brand, do like my branding colors, like just walk me through basically everything that I need to know to like start this brand and have it be successful. He's helped me with strategy, understanding money, investments. He helped me build my website. That was something that I didn't know anything about. And he just has like a wealth of knowledge and has helped several startups. So he has quite the resume, which was extremely impressive to me. And he's been great. So I did hire someone to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm also working with a fulfillment company here in Utah, and they are going to do all my fulfillment. So when you place an order, it does come from their warehouse. That piece really overwhelmed me, especially with my ADHD and staying organized. I don't feel like I'm at a place where I can fulfill my own orders because I'm scared that I'm going to fuck something up. Apologies for the language, Dad. My dad listens to my podcast and I'm like, I'll try not to swear. But this is who I am. I'm not like this around him. I don't swear around him. Okay. Squirrel moment again. Let's see. Yeah. So they help me. They're going to do all my fulfillment. They have a warehouse. They're going to keep all my products, do my fulfillment, help me with customer service. Let's see. They also help me with my product creation, help me with my design. They help me source the product through a manufacturer. I've been working with a woman over there. Her name's Karen. She's been amazing. She is so great. And really, they just held my hand through the whole process. When I met with them last September or October, I was at ground zero. Like, I just had an idea. I didn't have I had no knowledge of this industry. I had nothing. So they really helped me succeed. And without them, I would not be starting this business right now. I'll just tell you that much. um, let's see. So yeah, so let me take a drink really quick. Yeah, so I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about for the business. Go and follow my Instagram, my small business Instagram page. It's at On Your Way Co. And then the website is www.onyourwayco.com. And go and check out my products, you guys. That 2-piece lounge set. It's amazing. If you sign up for emails, I'm doing different giveaways, special promotions for people who sign up. I kind of think of the people who sign up for my emails for my website as like kind of like my own little community of people that like just like kind of like my girls, like y'all are my girls, like who do that. And like I just want to like give back and do different promotions and like fun things. So I have some ideas in my mind of what we can do. So go and follow me over there. And yeah, that just about wraps it up for this week's solo episode. And I hope you enjoyed it. Go connect with me on Instagram. Again, my personal handle is @honestly.caitlin. And we'll talk to you next week.